Well, today let's take a crack at this little guy. A little 333. I've seen these on some of the message boards. I ended up getting this one through eBay. They're not marked anywhere on here with anything else. No stampings, nothing. Doesn't even say hardened on the shackle. Just that 333. Based on the thickness, there really can't be too many levers inside of here. I did get a key with this one. Probably came with the original string from the factory. Looking at this, I have to assume, and again, this is pure assumption, that this part here is probably rear tensioning. I'm going to bet this whole thickness is probably the tensioner. It may just be half of the tensioner and one of them is a lever. I really don't know, but let's bet that that's all tensioner. So then we have a really low cut, medium cut, and a high cut. So we probably have 3 levers inside of this 333. That's my guess. This thing works perfectly. When you open it, and it doesn't not spring loaded, we've got a little cutout and the shackle right there, and the locking pawl there. You see it popping out. That's what holds that in place. I really would like to cheat too, but when I look down in there, there's a flat spring in the way, blocking the view of anything below it. So again, let's assume the worst and say it's got the full 3 levers. And let's see if we can get the hard part, at least for me in picking these lever locks, is digging through that ocean of old keys, trying to find a posted key with a long enough leg that I can sand down and it will still fit inside of there. To make it a little more difficult, this guy's got a little cutout on him, and so does the key. So I'm going to have to grind that into the tensioner. Anyway, that's what we're after. Let me get to it. Let's make a tensioner. See if we can't get this guy picked today. All right, that ought to hold it. Again, there's the key. I want to make sure this thing, it works. I didn't pinch it too much, and the vise does work. And we can get it open. So it's relocked, and that's going nowhere. Just in case we need this little key, I'm going to hang him right there. All right, it's an ugly lock. And to be honest, I didn't spend a heck of a lot of time on this. It's pretty rough, but it does fit into the keyway, which is really what I'm after. It fits the post, fits the keyway, and when I turn it, it feels like it snags the tensioner in the back. Exactly what we're looking for. Doesn't have to be pretty. All right, wires. I just picked a wire, and again, I didn't make this. This is one I already had in the kit. I could probably reduce the size to make it fit a little better, but if I angle it like that, I can kind of shoehorn it in there. I think that should work. So I'm not spending a lot of time on this little 333. All right, so there we go. See if we got enough room now. Yeah, works. Okay, so I'm pulling the wire all the way to me so that that hook is up against the back of the face. I'm going to apply tension, and that way I know exactly, kind of indexes the wire, and I know where I'm starting from. And now I'm just going to feel around until I feel a lever. I don't feel anything. Up in the front there, nothing. Unbelievable. We have been open. Unbelievable. All right. See if I can get that wire out of there. That's the hard part, isn't it? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I did lock it back up, but that's okay. I think that 333 lied to us, guys. I think this is only one lever, despite this key saying that there could be 3 levers in there. I think there's only one. And the only way to be sure, I mean, this is not a collector's item. I'm still going to piss off a bunch of you. I get it. But you know what? I'm going to zip this open. I'm going to grind these rivets off. I'm going to pop the rear. And let's take a look inside of this little lock. All right, I can't explain why, but at the last minute I decided to grind the front of it off because I had fewer rivets. And it really worked out in my favor because if I ground the back of it off, all the guts would have fallen out because it's all supported by these 2 pins right here. Anyway, super simple mechanism. I just feel like, you know, I was so distrusting. I really expected to find more levers than this. And as you can see, there's like 2 moving parts, 3 if you count the shackle. We got a spring, we got a locking pawl, and then in the back there's a spacer. So how does this guy work? Why did I feel tension, first of all? Well, let me get that key, slide it over the post. Now notice when I rotate this, the 3 teeth that I thought were going to be engaging levers, their only job, they could be any length, but their only job is to lift up that spring right there off of that lever so that when the tensioner in the back hits that groove, it can retract it and pull that locking pawl back out of that slot and allow you to get an open. Super, super simple. So simple, in fact, that I couldn't figure out why, let me lock him back correctly, why my tensioner didn't just rotate it around. And again, I was distrusting. You'll notice how thick, now there's a lot of slop in this lock. Those parts are moving around quite a bit. Notice how thick that tensioner is. And then I ground mine, like I do most lever locks, really thin, about as thin as I could get it. And I think what was happening, again, slide it in there, he would press up against the locking lever. I would get tension, but then because there's so much slop, the tip of my key of the tensioner was sliding off of that lever, should be right about there, and sliding under it. Yeah, that's the only thing I can figure. Otherwise, if I'd made that just a little thicker, it would have acted like a key and we would have got in here. So anyway, guys, super simple. Yeah, what a waste of time. But hey, we learned something, so it was worth the sacrifice. Anyway, guys, appreciate your time. Stay safe, stay legal. Yeah, stay away from 333s.